Fifth grade, it's Miss Keck again. Welcome back to learning about lead-ups to the American Revolutionary War. Today, our learning intention. Today, we're learning about the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere and the Battle of Bunker Hill. We will be successful when we can articulate why these events are significant in the history of the American Revolution. So that's our goal today, is to learn about these two main events, the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere and the Battle of Bunker Hill, and why they are significant. So one famous man is Patrick Henry. He was part of the American Revolution, and he is famous for saying the words, "Give me liberty or give me death." So one thing we need to understand is that liberty means freedom. So give me freedom or give me death. These are very powerful words. So the American Revolution was tired of paying taxes to King George III, which we learned about on our last video. So they all believed that we were going to go to war because the colonists were tired of paying Great Britain, and Great Britain was tired of the colonists kind of doing whatever they wanted. So, the Midnight Ride. I've attached a link to a poem about the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. If your teachers would like to share that with you, you also may go watch it on your own time. It's actually pretty cool. But in 1775, British soldiers marched from Boston to Concord with others to collect all the weapons from the militia in Concord. So the riders Paul Revere, William Dawes, and Sybil Ludington rode all night to warn the Patriots of the British soldiers. So they held lanterns up in the city hall, and one if by land and two if by sea. So this would warn the Patriots what was coming and how they could better prepare. So Revere warned Samuel Adams and John Hancock to flee because soldiers may have planned to arrest both of them, because both Samuel Adams and John Hancock were loyalists at one point and turned into colonists or patriots. The shot heard around the world. So on April 19th, 1775, 70 militiamen gathered at Lexington, led by John Parker. British soldiers met them at Lexington. So no one knows actually who fired first, but once they did, the battle broke out. So as soon as that first shot was fired, then it was a huge battle. The shot heard around the world because it was the first shot of the Revolutionary War. That's why we call it the shot heard around the world. So there was not very many deaths during this, but it is significant that this was the first marker of the Revolutionary War. So the soldiers marched to Concord to collect the weapons, and Patriot women hid the weapons. So the women actually went in and helped during this time and was hiding all the weapons. So there was a couple small battles along the way, but they did not really have a huge battle until later on. So I've attached a second video for you to watch, and it's about Bunker Hill. So Bunker Hill is unique because it was the turning point to the American Revolution. So the Patriots or colonists had kind of given up hope until the Battle of Bunker Hill. So William Prescott led 1,200 men to Charleston, which is near Bunker Hill, with the intention to claim the hill and drive out British from Boston. But the Patriots had built a fort overnight. So they had arrived there early and actually had built a fort. So the British attacked the fort with 2,000 soldiers. Both sides attacked, and on the third wave of the attack, the British took the hill. So over 1,000 British were killed, and only 400 Patriots were killed. So it was considered a win for the Patriots due to the less amount of casualties, but actually the British were the ones who claimed the hill. So it's kind of debate on who actually won this battle because the Patriots had less casualties. So this was a turning point that maybe there was some hope, but actually the British took the hill of Bunker Hill. So here are the quick quiz questions I'd like you to go over with your class or to answer on your own, depending on what your teacher would like you to do. So, number one, Patrick Henry said, "Give me liberty or give me death." What does this mean to you? Have you ever been so passionate about something? Number two, the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere is a big part of our nation's history. Are there any other famous Americans that you can think of that have kind of impacted Paul Revere? So maybe think of some presidents or more modern. What would be some impacts that may make you think of that? Number 3, why was the Battle of Bunker Hill so significant to the American Revolution? So make sure you go watch the second video before you answer that third question because you'll get a lot of information about that. Have a great day, 5th grade. Thank you for tuning in.